Welcome to the first preview of the Good Garden Radio. Today we have my illustrious team, the Grand Scheme. All the plans is big and grand over here. You feel me?
You already know.
I said so. We got this spectacular Jabari Moore, production genius.
Yes, sir.
I'm saying for sure. We got the most intellectual gangster in the world, Skeem Price.
And that's a brilliant intro, but I ain't that intellectual. But yeah, we hear out.
Pomona's finest.
That boy diabolical. Don't let him get twisted. And then we have the illustrious, fantastic, international,
legendary.
You feel like the best player in the game.
Breezy.
It ain't never been the same. The illustrious Mark Breezy.
Breezy, Grand Scheme in the house.
Now, as a preview of what we're going to be bringing to you going forward in Good Garden Radio, let's just give a little introduction to wherever we're from. Jabari, you could kick us off for a little bit.
Yeah. Once again, Jabari Moore, also known as J Business, from the IE, Inland Empire, Ontario, California. Been doing production for quite a while, doing videography for a few years as of right now. That's pretty much it. Yeah, making it happen.
So booming beats, catching. Okay, for sure. You already know.
Smacks.
Let us know name some of the artists that you've worked with on the production.
Yeah. Go down that resume.
Resume is pretty low key. Trek Life, Bishop Lamont, Willie B. Did some stuff with Razzcast. He was on that. He was on that joint with Razzcast. Did a joint or two for Little Brother. Before they, you know what I'm saying? But it was a while ago. They still together right now. But Little Brother did a joint for Cannabis. Did a lot of just little random underground stuff.
And the thing I love about this brother is he's like Ant Banks' protege. You know
Ooh,
Ant Banks protege.
Talk a little bit about Ant Banks a little bit.
This nigga is.
Come on, man.
Take a little bit about Ant Banks.
I didn't know nothing about that. What's up with you and Ant Banks, bro? Put me on game.
This guy. That ain't even the case. I never met Ant Banks before.
What's the guy in the Bay you was working with?
I used to intern for Bosco. He from Portland.
Oh, Bosco, my guy. Bosco on the talk
Portland.
Box.
That was hella years ago.
Yeah,
I used to intern
sure.
for Bosco.
I get Ant Banks and Bosco mixed.
It's sort of the same era. You know what I mean?
Same era, but Bosco, he from Portland.
Now that's a pretty illustrious resume, man.
Yeah, man.
It's pretty cool.
I like how you played it humbly too. I like he was like, a little bit of this.
It's all humble stuff, you know what I mean?
Little brother in this motherfucker. Like a lot of people whole soundtrack to how they even got into hip hop. You telling them that one of them tracks or multiple of them tracks could have been by you, and you just sliding by it. That's the thing.
It's all low key stuff. Ain't nothing major. I'm proud of it.
Skeem, you got. Go ahead and tell me what's cracking.
I came up dealing with this man right here. You know what I mean? I was in trouble, and he wrote me and said, "Man, I need a rapper when you get back to civilization." And so, I just been here and then working. So, I mean, me personally, so far, everything that's come full circle with me is just everybody in this room. You know what I mean? I work with cats. With him and Breeze has me in position, so I'm just continuing to rap, man. It's all like a blessing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just walking in, you know what I mean? Just blessing myself with these raps and blessing y'all with the raps, you know what I'm saying?
That man being so humble.
I'm just saying, it's how you start. It's how you start humble.
You gotta be humble, bro.
I'm sick. No, bro.
Before they find out that we, you know what I'm saying?
First of all, the dog sitting next to me in the white tee is a motherfucking phenom, man. And it's crazy how dangerous the wordplay is, how the pen is. Y'all just not getting it.
Soon.
No, they will get it though.
Soon. It's coming.
A lot of things
in due time.
Speaking of a lot of things in the work, ain't you finna crack off? The LA County Fair.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, that's crazy because I'm doing the fair on Sunday, so I got a cool little 30-minute set. From 1 to 1:30. So if y'all out there, y'all in LA County, pull up to the fair. You know what I mean? It's all love. You feel me? Mention Skeem Price. You might get in free.
Pomona Fairplex, Pomona, California.
I said, first of all, it ain't if y'all in Pomona and y'all start. No, nigga, get
On the red stage.
on the red stage.
Come,
Yeah,
come to the Pomona Fairplex.
Yeah, please pull up. Just
where
yeah,
the
pull
stage is
up.
on Suwu.
Yeah,
and
pull
catch a
up.
vibe. That's
Pull up,
how
you know what I
that-
mean? From Pomona
that's
to
how that
Pasadena, pull
operate.
up in all LA County, pull up, all San Bernardino County, just pull up. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a great thing. It's
Be
the
on at
last
1
weekend.
p.m.
Yeah, man.
Memorial Day weekend anyway, so
yeah, you got the
everybody's
day
off
off the
on
next
Monday.
day.
You know what I mean?
You
Pull up,
feel
have a
me?
good
I didn't even
time.
realize that.
You
For
feel
sure.
me? It's the perfect.
Yeah, look for
setup.
Grand Scheme. Look for any of
Come
us. We'll
through.
all be there. So pull up. Any highness,
And that
any
vicious-
light brights,
Yeah.
pull up.
All the baddies pull up, and you know that wordplay y'all talking about that he was talking about. Y'all gonna see that live in effect there. You know what
I
I'm
know,
saying? So
direct, live and direct, full
the full
force,
gist of
in
it,
in a,
you know
in
what
a
I mean?
real way.
Hell yeah, buddy.
And then over here on the corner we got the genius mastermind. It's
boss.
hard. It's hard to even
That's the
ask you to
boss.
summarize what the hell you do because
I just, my name is Mark Breezy. For anybody out there that's listening, I don't really have a summary of what I do. I'm just hip hop. Let's just cover it like that. Everything from, let's say, Jay-Z to Draco the Ruler.
Yeah.
Holla at me.
I mean, that's facts.
I was about to say the crazy part is as braggadocious as that sounded,
But
he wasn't lying.
Facts. That's all facts.
Like the hey,
It's
hey,
all
I'm
facts.
trying to get better at that because people said I was too humble and I need
You
to
for
really
sure
speak
was
on
too
it.
humble, and then every now and then, like you just in the studio, be like, "Nigga, y'all don't even know. I was there. I connected that. That was
Moments,
me.
just moments.
He'd be like, I could push the button.
Yeah, nigga.
Anytime.
Hey, you know what's so funny too? On some super random, I met Mark Breezy like hella years ago. I was staying in Inglewood. He came through with another artist he was working with. We were recording stuff. Skip like what? We talking like 15 years,
Probably
something like
15,
that.
yeah.
Somehow he ended up hooking up with the homie Skeem Price. I don't even know how that happened.
Well-
and then came back around, and all of a sudden, hey, I know this guy.
Oh yeah, that's my guy.
You know what I'm saying?
One of these days on Good Guard Radio, we're gonna get all them stories.
Well, that's a
across.
whole. That's
No,
all.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
we gonna
I
get
got
into
some
that.
stories.
All
That's
them
the
stories
thing.
across.
Yeah,
Today,
yeah.
though, we definitely gonna make sure they know one. That LA County Fair needs to go.
Yeah.
That LA
Pull
y'all
up
need to show
Sunday,
to that
1
LA County
o'clock.
Fair.
Yeah.
And then two, this not even the whole unit. I ain't gonna lie. 'Cause it's just, we had a couple
Oh, yeah.
complications.
Oh
but
yeah, shout out to Stacks Money, Stacks DiBiase.
Shout out to Stacks DiBiase. Shout out to
mean?
Layers. You
Layers.
feel me?
Shout out
Shout out
to
to
Layers.
Bliss Wells.
Yeah, Blizz.
And that's
The
just,
whole team.
The whole
That's,
team.
that's just gently mission and like
Really does.
Gently,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
really a mob. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
We ain't got
to
the
you.
y'all get
extensions
ready
just
for the
yet.
for the movement overall. It's gonna be a movement. Something you're gonna want to be a part of for LA. We're doing it for LA.
What Larry June say? Numbers.
Numbers. Numbers. No, when Larry June said, "I'm out here grand scheming,"
Oh,
Hey.
get a bar of that.
I said, yeah, they didn't even know that was.
You know, niggas don't know. So yeah, in that equation from everything from Jay-Z to Draco the Ruler, you can throw in people like Larry June, Wiz Khalifa. I mean, you know, the list goes on. Currency, DJ Fresh out of the Bay,
yeah, shout out.
Babyface Cub out of San Jose.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot going on. My guy Anthony Danza out of Portland.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
So-
Tony
And
Danza.
my
like,
bad. Shout out to Sean Beach, man. I got.
Oh, Sean Beach, my man.
God.
SB out
Big
there.
shout out to SV. He out in Pittsburgh right
Yeah,
now.
we got to bring him back to LA for a minute,
that
just for a
man,
spell. He
yeah.
coming. He gonna be out here this summer.
With
We're
the
gonna
thumb.
post up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and DJ Fresh.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
Fresh.
yeah,
Yeah,
fresh,
I said,
fresh
big
in
up-
New
big up
York
to
right
Fresh,
now,
Fresh in
working
the
with the
flesh, you
Mussolini project. Just came out Friday. Usually, I'm affiliated with any project. Every Friday when there's new releases, there's something that I'm a part of. So that's why I just kind of sum it up and say hip hop because I try to cover all angles.
Especially in this lifestyle rap situation. If you ever heard a song that make you want to cruise down with the blunt lit, hey.
Yeah,
But-
Don Tolliver too though.
I was just gonna say that pose is doing numbers.
Yeah,
It's
no
like a billion
pole with
streams.
Don Tolliver.
Yeah.
What's happening with Wiz off of the 𝐂𝐱𝐥𝐝 OJ2? You know, the list goes on. It's too many to name, but you know, I just do it for the culture. At the end of the day,
Okay, so because this is an example and a sample of what they're gonna get from Good Garden Radio, we're gonna just cure up a little conversation.
sure.
I said now what
The
exactly?
rhymes at the end of
Now,
it?
I said,
I
if need
was-
be,
I
I
was-
said
yeah,
for me, I was gonna ask because it's a hot.
Put it
button
on the
issue.
table. Just
was
put
a
it on
hot
the
button
table.
issue. Hey, Joey Badass. Joey
I'm
Badass,
disappointed.
West
I'm
Coast.
disappointed.
I said, like, you know,
Super disappointed. Hey, and you know
Y'all,
the cold
yeah.
part? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You know the cold part is I like Badass a lot. I like Joey Badass. He's pretty slick. Just from the outside looking in and not knowing any of the politics behind none of this stuff, it's like dude kind of fishing. Like the whole battle kind of feel thirsty. And then on top of that, it's like, you lashing out at the West Coast, and my nigga last feature was on Ab-Soul album, so it's like don't nothing about the situation really make no kind of sense. And then for all these like other random West Coast niggas to be responding to the dude,
can we talk about that?
I don't know. People are entertained. You know what I'm saying? It's just entertainment, but I think all this shit is kind of corny.
It is kind of like a WWF.
Especially if there wasn't no. I'm stepping off the porch and I'm coming for your head.
Type shit.
You know what I mean? I feel like it was just like everybody was so relaxed in the space. And from my era, as far as a battle, you coming with the best. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you 2 and 3 times. I'm coming at one time, and then we gonna figure it out off of that one.
Die.
You know what I mean? But also, what I want to add on what you were saying, like people don't know this, but Joey Badass' first big breakout record was done by a producer out of the IE. He's from Ontario, I think, or Upland, or maybe his name was Freddie Holcomb. He was a Filipino guy.
That's crazy.
And what was crazy is that I'd be on the producers early, so I had Freddie Holcomb's beat tapes, and the track I used to listen to all the time became Joey Badass's biggest song. I think it was the 1999. I'm not a big fan of that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Freddie Holcomb. Yeah, off the mixtape. So I'm sitting there and I'm playing it for like a year. I'm like, this beat is crazy. And then dude jumped on it. So y'all check out Freddie Holcomb out there. If somebody gets at him,
check out Freddie
tell him
Holcomb.
holler at Mark Breezy.
If
Freddie
old
Holcomb.
school, he used to have a studio right across the street from Deja Vu, and a little on Holt, down east.
The same dude he talking about? Yeah. Oh, snap. I didn't even know that.
Freddie Holcomb was hard, and like he got that off, and for producers, that was him just putting his beats on a beat tape and let it circulate, and it got to my hands, got to Joey Badass in New York, and that beat just stood out. So when I heard Joey Badass had a song to it, I was like, oh snap. You know what I mean? From the aspect of 2 things. First of all, it got all the way to Brooklyn, New York, but from Ontario, California, but that also, it was the beat that I identified, and I was like, that record hot.
See, now that make the situation even weirder, man.
You know what I'm saying? You got your whole buzz off of the coast.
That's. I mean, this nigga got a baby on the way right now. He got a cool little acting career cracking. Like
what
my
you mean?
nigga,
You didn't see his Essence magazine spread?
It's like my nigga.
I just seen that.
Y'all niggas blew it out here. I'm looking. All you niggas that tried to jump on Joey, holla at me when you see me. I need to have a conversation because we didn't represent well.
Man,
I'm disappointed.
It's just like my nigga need to just go sit down somewhere with his girl, chill, wait for his baby to come, enjoy this money he got cracking off. Like all this battling
the
shit.
Consensus,
this shit weird, man.
Because we had 11,000 individuals hop out saying, "Bro, don't diss the West."
He did what the job's supposed to do.
But no one know these niggas, bro. And it's already bad enough because you felt like you needed to diss the boom bap nigga from the East. That's weird, nigga. Only because it don't make sense. That's like if Mos Def said something in the 90s or the 2000s. Or we talked about in the chat. That's like when Common and Ice Cube had beef.
That was interesting, though.
But Mac 10 really slapped niggas in the back of the head. Common wears those poetic hats and sweater vests that look like they was knitted by somebody's grandma.
Hey,
it's
but that bitch in you was vicious. That shit was vicious.
Even then, that was the only saving grace, is that we expected Common to bow out and give us some poetic raps, and homie came with some real Chicago.
Real shit. Yeah.
We didn't get that. Like
and that was
you don't think none of these responses are
none
of them?
None of them.
I don't lie.
I like Chuck shit.
I think
I did too.
Joey just dropped Crash Dummy. And I think that because of the beat he used and the flow he did in the pocket and the fact that people can walk away with that and play that at a function, similar to Not Like Us, I think they're going to walk away saying Joey washed the West.
The whole West.
So
even if you go on YouTube,
he gonna get that. He gonna get
that.
Shout out Gina Views. You know what I'm saying? But she said it. Joey chewing through shit.
He used that on the song.
I disagree, but I mean, everybody goes. I feel, well, first off, I like Ray Vaughn. I think that nigga dope. I'm not familiar with Chike like that. I like Ray Vaughn and I like Daylight. You know what I'm saying? Daylight is an acquired taste, so I think that might go over a lot of people's heads because they don't really be paying attention. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody who's responded out here so far kind of, I mean, I like them a little bit better than I like Joey music, but that's personal opinion. That shit don't really mean nothing.
Well, I mean, I think the
nigga really is battling multiple niggas right now.
And took them down. Like,
the people who sided with whatever side they side, I feel like they was already going to do that. Because all the people who were listening to, like, let's say Chike or Hitter or anything else like that.
Hitter surprised me too.
Bottom line, Hitter will kill you though, for real.
Hitter, it's a different element.
None of them cats, they fan base was ever going to say, yeah, I'm gonna play some Joey over a Hitter.
True.
That was never happening.
I still
just like cats who love Joey. They gonna look at all this West Coast stuff and be like, who are these niggas? Right? Yeah, it's like wow. Like I wanted. Like the only one that made sense was Rayvon saying, "You used us as promo. I'm using you as promo." And it makes sense because in general, the East can look at Rayvon and be like, "Oh, I don't know who this nigga is." Yeah. And the West can look at Joey and be like, "Oh, the nigga from Power,
right?
He rap. I didn't know that." If he wasn't outside when 1999 dropped,
right?
So therefore, you can tap in, but all the rest of these niggas is like sometimes some of these niggas didn't need that tap in.
At all.
A lot of these niggas
at all.
So and then
mind your business.
Tap in didn't do shit.
because the nigga really just trying to go after one nigga who ain't never go respond to him.
That's what I'm saying.
And so he going at Kendrick.
Kendrick don't got time.
Kendrick don't have time.
Yeah, listen. Punch just told y'all like Kendrick is at sold out shows at the.
And nigga don't give a fuck about
he not tripping. I already did a battle. I took out the biggest nigga, so you got to expect everybody's gonna come. It's like boxing. Whoever is the world
gonna try to get it. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying?
You gonna talk. He keep ducking me. Y'all seen Great White Hype? I mean, I know it's a movie with Samuel Jackson, right? But yeah, he's like, he keep ducking me. He ain't fought nobody, and then he just trying to bait him in.
Like Kendrick don't have to come out. He's already shown and prove against the biggest in the game. So why would why would I take a second choice?
Why should he?
But for hip hop,
he's not responding.
He stood on Drake for hip hop. You know how them artists.
Let me tell y'all, this is how I feel. I feel like this. Daylight was supposed to take care of that. For all the years of what I know Daylight from, you are the battler, nigga.
That hurt my heart.
So you should have been chopped this nigga head off as soon as you came out of the box.
I thought it was slick. Was cool, I just think with Daylight, it be going over a lot of niggas' heads. Like I was listening to this shit, and I think the nigga fresh all the time, consistently. I even like the songs he was coming with, but. Niggas ain't catching.
We ain't got time to catch that. I need you to tell me directly what's up with this nigga.
By the third one, I'm not gonna lie. That's when it was like, and we gotta also talk about this. Some of these wasn't mixed well. Some of these wasn't sequenced. They went in the studio, they did this, and then they put it out. Now
that's kind of the nature of it, though.
But that also speaks to like, bro, like most of these people already don't know who you are. Yeah. If their first play is a diss,
put your best foot forward.
They don't hear you swinging that sword at niggas' necks, and it sound like you made this in your mama basement. Like these are more points against you than for you. We was in a group chat really talking about it, and it's like, yo, Mark kept saying, I haven't seen a headshot yet. I haven't seen one like real boom, one real Mike Tyson.
I think the only one that did was
ever.
Chike, but he did it from a far away with the fresh Warner Brothers deal. Like,
but he also what I feel like, and I think we talked about this. Like the music between the West and the East is so vastly different. So out here, trying to rap as a backpacker, underground rapper, we don't engage out here.
It's not the popularity.
It's almost
thing,
the identity of Biggie and Pac. Like the difference of their styles, like Pac was so, Pac ain't a lyricist like that.
Yeah. But I think the cats that have been responding are pretty good lyricists, with the exception. Okay, I can talk about Daylight because I heard it.
Let's be clear. Who you talking about?
I have to be specific.
You got to be specific. A list of 20.
I'm familiar with the Ray responses. I'm familiar with the Daylight responses.
Oh, Ray was knocking.
I think dude is dope. But everybody else, I'm not familiar. I just know them niggas is pretty nice.
If Ray came right now with an actual slapper to go against Joey slapper, that's what I would be here for. The
Ray
rest of
got him.
Everyone else is like,
I think Ray got him.
Honestly, if we're going round for round,
music wise, but
he playing the top dog soldier, like shooting
when
shots,
he came out, like when Ray came out and had that little content video he shot, I was like, okay, my money is on bro. Yeah, my money is on bro.
I think Ray got him.
But
if anything.
But then Joey came back like he did his homework. It's like after you lose a championship game in basketball, niggas say, watch the tapes.
Watch the tapes. Yeah.
You got to watch the tapes, bro, and you got to
what it is.
strategize.
Yeah.
And it goes in with what Speech was saying. It's timing. It's everything. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, a lot of cats with the deals, they coming fresh from the studios, sounding low. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be the whole presentation in the battle. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you shooting a shot or the shot's getting shot at you, you know what I'm saying? You want
I like the mixtape quality of the responses that have been coming out. Like, especially in this type of situation with a battle, I know everybody listens for something different. I'm not listening for a full out all mixed song. I don't really give a shit about that personally under these circumstances.
You're just trying to hear what
I'm just trying to hear what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Only reason I feel
And
a
it's a
little
faster
slighted.
turnaround.
Only reason I feel slighted by that is because of technology. My rough mixes sound better than this is rough mixes that I'm using.
Yeah.
They sound better than nigga. The light is on you. It's time to put your best foot forward. So when you
profile
leave,
on Lander would have got.
you know what I'm saying?
A profile on Lander would have got.
You got too many
But
accessibilities.
if this is people's first time looking at you, what am I taking away? Because honestly, the part that make or break a good diss or a good beef or a good battle is the moments. So
you're not gonna get it
Rayvon
again.
walked away from this with moments. Joey walked away with moments. Even one of his moments for most people is washing one of Ray's OGs on your label. So it's like,
And
it's
then
moments.
you got the whole
I'ma
video
tell
with
you
you,
this.
with you with the other team member, and he tapping
You know
him
what I'm
while
saying?
he
Like,
getting off on him. Like,
I
you
didn't
know what I'm saying?
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Absol.
No,
Get at
no.
me, bro.
Okay.
Magic dish. You know
Not-
what's up with me, bro.
Not having been there or knowing anything, it seems like, I wasn't there, I don't know. It seems like Badass just did that shit on the fly. Like, nigga, this is just what I'm finna do.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know
Guess
what I'm
what?
saying?
But the essence of
And so it
West
was like,
Coast
you know what
rap.
I'm saying? Niggas is looking at this nigga like, damn, nigga, what you talking? You know what I mean?
Game on.
That
But-
goes back to what Sensei was talking about.
But
Where it's like on
the essence
over
of it,
here,
even if it is on the fly, I'm a fire on you, bro, because you're trying to get that off. I see you trying
And
to
then,
be funny.
and then, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the last feature I saw this nigga on was on Ab-Soul album. So, like, I'm assuming they have, like, a cool personal relationship.
They do,
said-
because
So if a nigga
Ab-Soul-
just come off on the fly and just dish your folks, you kind of looking at the nigga saying it right next to you like, well, goddamn, nigga, like, what you want me to do?
Look.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, I ain't gonna lie.
But he came into the battle like copping please.
In
Like,
both
Joey, you put me in a
examples-
bad predicament. First of all, if it was me, Red Bull gonna cut the feelings because we gotta holler.
I feel
We
that
gotta
part.
talk
Yeah, we
first.
gotta talk. I feel that.
What's going on?
wait,
So I know how
wait.
to go into this.
I feel that.
Ab-Soul sent a bar at Big Sean before he sent one at Joey Badass. Let's be real.
Which was weak.
You know what I mean?
Because, like,
you gonna try to tell me
yeah.
I'm your girl's favorite rapper? Nigga, that's not what we on right now. Deal with this.
I'm not gonna lie though. I'm not gonna lie. Ab-Soul is already in that joint because you just said it a while ago. But over here on the West, all that
We don't
boom,
play that.
all that boom bap lyrical shit, do it for the sport. This is hip hop, blah blah blah. Our culture of hip hop is related to street culture.
Gang banging.
And if someone done said, "Hey, my dude, you's a mark," I don't
Hey,
fucking
bro, I
like
need to
you.
holler at you real quick.
You
And,
gonna
and,
WWF
and
with him?
if you in the street, what Marlo stands for say on the wire. My name is my name.
My name is my name.
My name is my name. So if that's the point, he's like, okay, like anyone coming from
anytime.
OG's era or they stuff, they're not gonna look at it like, oh yeah, bro, it's like that. And
like
Ab-Soul was
like a
already
sport.
deemed as, more of this is the term they would use, but they would say weirdo because of the type of rap he does, and it's not the one that's chasing what Danny Brown and JPEG Mafia call it scared the coochie away music.
Oh.
You see, scaring the hoes away.
I've never heard
Scaring
that,
the
but you
hoes
know
away.
what it means.
But I'm saying so. If you in a party and you got Ab-Soul playing, unless it's the recent one that just got put out,
No fact.
the girls in the room is finna be like, okay,
I've had that happen.
That is banging though.
she finna call. So I'm saying if it's not the new one that just dropped, if you play the joint he got with Danny Brown that came out, Terrorist Threats, right? You play that.
Even the title.
The
nigga.
coochie finna run.
I mean, because that ain't the right song. No.
But let me tell
So-
y'all something that happened.
So it's already out.
Let me tell you something that happened around the corner from here. So you remember TK? So I went to TK house and it was the day that To Pimp a Butterfly came out. He was like, come over, let's listen to it and do a review. So, all right, cool. I go through it, we get there, he puts it on. Bitches came out the back room and said, what is this shit y'all playing? Cut that shit off. I was like, oh damn. Turn that shit off because the bitches is here. Like straight up. Like so I never heard that statement.
I got my own opinion about that because like depending on the environment,
And
I
the
don't really give a
female.
fuck what these women is talking about. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what you want to listen to.
I don't
If this
either.
ain't If this ain't the club, then what the fuck? Like shut the fuck
I
up.
don't either, but let's be real. I'm trying to get my
This
shit
is what
off.
she talking about right now.
I'm trying to get my
Just for a
shit
moment.
off.
I need her in the building. Oh God, if she in here.
I'm trying to get my shit off.
fuck
So
up.
I need to make her comfortable because I'm trying to get domed up.
And that's why the people
Now
That's
people-
nasty
the
word.
people in
That
our
whole
culture-
perspective
the
is
people in our
nasty
culture
word.
from the West, they
I'm
gonna
that
say
nigga
that
that say
whole
though.
Perspective
They
is
gonna say
nasty
Av is a
word.
weirdo.
It's a certain reason why you here, and I want to
That
set the
whole
mood for that.
perspective.
I don't want
Put that always and
They
forever on.
they gonna say Ab is a weirdo.
Woo,
Not
that
gonna
whole
lie, I done had so many. And
God
I'm the
damn.
dude who want to play the
Straight up.
introspective shit. I done had so many arguments about how I fuck with Ab Soul.
Yeah.
And dog over here because
I'm about to fire on bro over the conversation.
Look,
It's heated convo.
I rock with Ab, but that's just not the T. But in
It
that
ain't.
case, I understand that because if you got girls in the room, you're not looking for none of that lyrical miracle shit. That's why even when what's the name? Troy Ave? When Troy Ave went at Joey, his diss to him was, bro, you a rapper that's popping on the internet.
That's when he had the dreads on.
I see it. Oh, yeah, Cole's not. You're not a bad mind, nigga. You're not really a gangster. I'm Troy Ave. I'm really out here, nigga. I'm 50 Cent's cousin, nigga.
Oh, that's his
it's
cousin?
real. No, I'm saying that's not. I'm saying, but that's how he presented it. It's like,
And he doing
my
time
character
now.
is that I'm
Right.
really out here in these New York streets, nigga.
Right.
You was on the subway in these New York streets.
Right.
I
your
was
backpack
I'm
on.
Nino Brown.
Dollar card.
You a Tribe Called Quest, nigga. It's just the difference of things. And you already know how street niggas view niggas who ain't street niggas. They're gonna call you a weirdo.
And that's why I said, like, I seen a recent video, I think it was from yesterday, where it was Hitter J3 and he's in New York, and that's a serious thing. Like Hitter's on the block with it.
Yeah.
And he's on the block with it wherever he's at. So that's when the shit gets real, and that's all he knows though.
That's all he knows.
I am
know
happy
what I'm
this.
saying?
I'm happy that this was, for lack of better words, and I'm one of them, but partially. But square versus square.
See, you're such a nice guy. You want
Well,
everybody
no,
to-
you're
I-
right.
'cause
You're right because it's like when you in
the
the
last
county,
thing they needed
you
was
ain't gonna catch no fade with
they-
the big homie. He gonna say I gotta
a
get somebody
nigga-
your size.
Okay, like Scheme.
This is fact.
Scheme,
Come on,
Scheme,
I ain't never
Scheme,
lied. I never thought about that.
Scheme
Run
right-
that fade for me.
Scheme right next to me.
Yeah.
The last thing I would want is someone who will actually deck your chin for the things you're saying, because all this shit is hip hop, but over here, nigga, this the West. You can't just say anything.
That's me.
Uncle, 2 months ago we was talking about banging on wax, and we talked about how BG Knockout went on Vlad and said, nigga, they approached me and said, we want you to make diss records towards the neighborhoods your hood don't get along with. And to this day, you can look up YouTube videos and be like, oh, this nigga died, this nigga died, this nigga died. And it's one solitary track of back and forth, Crips dissing their neighborhood. I mean, the enemies, Bloods dissing their enemies. And
You
got
gotta
out.
understand our street culture out here is so tough that even when we first did the Bloods and Crips compilation, them niggas was wearing masks because they was dissing other hoods.
Yeah, and on the news and everything.
Everything.
And I wasn't even out when it was
on
popping. I'm
Gerardo,
watching
the
back
whole
footage.
nine. Yeah.
I'm watching back
Yeah.
footage. I'm just like, oh, battle, okay, these beats
Because
is
it was
banging.
disrespectful.
Why? Big
I didn't know
why?
that
Big
till
wide,
recently,
bro.
bro.
Show,
Nigga,
yeah.
you know, well, we not gonna get into that, but a lot of them niggas was like West Coast niggas that we all heard of.
Yeah.
Shit was crazy.
That
Still
later
have
came
today.
out with hits.
I'm saying.
Genuine Draft is Domino.
Yep.
Domino,
Yeah.
straight up.
That shit tripped me out when I found that
Straight
shit
up,
out.
yeah.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, Domino that dude.
Domino that
no,
nigga.
speaking of Domino, right? And I gotta mention this just because we talking about, the politics of what it's like to actually be in this environment, and you can be involved in street shit without even having to really be there, just because your grandmama bought a certain house in a certain neighborhood. That's your ties.
Them fools really is like let go at the end of the day if they stick to their guns. But yeah,
I'm saying, but like if
you use that as an excuse and you actually
if you right next to a nigga that's always into some shit, you might just get
might
hit
be
just because
into
they was trying to get that nigga.
Right.
So you got to make your decisions a lot more wise. You might have to grow up a little bit faster than the next nigga, depending on that. But I said all I had to say, and it brought up because the Domino thing.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm from Altadena, California, and recently we just lost a lot of our a lot of ours. Shit, our property, our lives, our livelihoods, due to the Eden Canyon fires. So one, you feel me, going forward, I want to make sure that people watching this now or people who catch clips of this know that I'm always going to be trying to make sure 𝐿𝐴 get what it needs to get. All the 𝐿𝐴 and Pasadena is in the core of my heart. And that's just what that is. And I don't need no one coming. I don't need no one adding no bullshit to nothing because I don't really care. I bet you been getting
it too because of the dynamic.
Bro, I made a song called 𝐿𝐴. I was in niggas group chats, and they was like, "Who is this nigga?" And I was already affiliated because of my allegiance to my father and the circles I grew up in and the park. You know, going to the homie house, going to the park.
We from the same area, type.
Niggas, what I'm saying. The only difference is, you embraced throwing knuckles at a nigga chin. I was like, bro, I ain't got the time.
But see, the thing about it, that's to me, it's two times and places for everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, true, that's the culture, but you don't have to blend everything in one thing. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I got a head that's strong. You know what I'm saying? I know right from wrong. At the end of the day, I was raised with both my parents. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm just a hard head, and that's hard head rules we talking about.
Oh no, for
sure.
You know
what I'm saying? It's like that don't have to apply to everything.
Plus, it's not just the like not having the parents. Sometimes your parents didn't learn how to get you off of that. Right. Or your parents didn't learn how you deal with your emotions. My dad for sure sat there and told my grandmama, look, the way that you had a dictatorship in the house and the way our generation worked where we didn't disrespect our parents, I couldn't wait to go outside and put on that mask and be who I was in the streets. Because in the streets, me being this character and the grimier I was, and the more I took out this anger out, the more play I got. The more respect I got from my block.
Out of my brain, okay.
The more respect I got from my block, the more coochie I got, the more girls was up on a nigga. I could, if you really own that, and you got a partner next to you who ain't on that. His girl now was like, I want some real thug passion.
Because you talking that shit. You talking that tough guy talk.
Dog ain't got it.
All right, so listen, I got to go back real quick. And I had took it because I had to get the name right, so I was Googling. But Genuine Draft, since you mentioned him, Domino became Domino. Now, Domino's son was from Inglewood named Sean Mack.
That's Max? That's his daddy?
That's his daddy.
I never knew that.
And Sean Mack, he used to rap. He used to be with Rucci.
Yeah.
So and then Sean Mack got unalived right before Rucci blew up.
Ago,
a couple years back. So just making that connection.
I didn't know that was Domino's kid.
Our lineage out here of street affiliations go deep. So sometimes it may cross over. You could be a Crip, and then you got a son or other relatives that become Bloods and Pyrus. So. You know what I mean? The culture runs deep out here, so you got to be careful. Like, that comes first before rapping. Nigga ain't going to be like, oh, yeah, me and dude in the battle. They like, what's happening, Kyle? Kyle, I'm on Bloodhead.
The number one question out here is, where you from?
Yeah. Where you from? Off the dribble.
That's the number one. And you got to know how to answer that correctly.
You better know how to answer it correctly.
Even if you say one part of the wrong thing, especially LA is different. Because y'all niggas like, nigga, where you from? Oh, I'm about, nah, nigga, where your, okay.
Hold on, bro, because you look familiar.
Where your grandma stay?
You look familiar, bro.
Where your auntie stay? I'm going to throw some allegiance on you.
You see that clip on Instagram when nigga do that and he press him and say, lift your shirt up, let me see if you got any ink on you.
Nigga,
them three words cause so much trauma over the years. Them 3 words.
Yeah, for sure. That's all it takes.
Create all type of emotions in you when you walk in the street.
Because that happened to me one time. I was in the wrong hood and niggas pulled up and I was like, if I say the wrong thing, niggas gonna blame me.
But if you don't say it, they know they gonna blame you.
And they caught me because I had just gotten in the car, so I'm like starting my engine and they pulled up so close to me in their car. They was like, where you from?
They was watching you. They was watching
oh my God, it's over. Right now, it's over. So sometimes you have to.
I'm colorful. I be doing all type of shit. What do you mean from? From right here? Like I make up some shit. Yeah. But see, this is the street.
You still ready to throw?
I'm always gonna give it up. I'm always gonna give it up. But you have to understand. If a car full of niggas pull up on me, I'm walking down the street. Where I'm from? I'm pew. Unless because they're gonna try to kill me.
Listen,
that's not even the question you can go with.
On Broadway in Manchester.
Oh my God.
That's how you already know. Oh my God. And guess who was in the car? The car in front of me was Hootie. So the car was already on.
Yeah, so they was already scoping.
And I was like, oh shit. And then they hit Hootie next after me. So I'm like, I hope Hootie don't say nothing crazy.
He might have said the right thing though.
No, he just said he on bang and them niggas took off.
Oh no, I know he didn't say that. I know he said some other shit's really slick because that's a murder car. You see what I'm saying? And it's probably a situation here where, you know what I mean, that could have got a bypass. You know what I'm saying? Like a bypass. But you always gotta let it be known where you from, or they kill you for that too. You see what I'm saying? Like
that's what I'm saying. Look, you can't win for losing when it comes to that. The only thing you can do
today your day. Are you ready to
only thing you can do is try to stay out the way. Community programs and all that. But I said all that to say that I'm currently right now working with organizations outside of Altadena to get back to Pasadena, Altadena, as well as other things going on.
That's a good thing.
I went to Jackie Robinson Park for the first time on Monday.
But your first time,
I might have been there when I was a kid, but since my teenage experience was, we don't go down there because you don't want them problems.
That's the other side.
Whether you in or not. Because right behind behind Jackie Robinson, Jackie Robinson and La Pinnaresca Park is the mecca for Sue Whoop. What's happening?
Yeah, and actually, little Jackie Robinson's house is like over there too.
You feel me? So behind Jackie Robinson Park, besides the fact that they got fantastic playground and great facilities for that pee-wee and then baseball, but I went down there for the first time, and the whole time I was like, you know what? It's crazy how I really used to be terrified of this place. These my own people. These people I went to school with. These people I went to some other shit. And I'm not gonna lie, it's already an uphill battle. So I gotta spend a lot of engagement in that time because it's a new organization. For folks that don't know, the Pasadena Altadena area is already filled with community outreach, youth programs, and situations like that. That was already a commonplace thing. You can always find something to get into when you a youth out there to try to keep you out of trouble. Because I'm not gonna lie, you can go from being a good kid that was hella great at football to big whoopty from blah blah.
And I'm
blah.
gonna keep it real with you. In LA County, San Bernardino County, there's more cats like this man right here that comes from the element that's trying to find something different or different differential than it is gang members. You know what I'm saying? They put the negative shit in the light with every community most of the time, you know what I'm saying? But, there is more cats like this brother right here that come from it, whether it's birthright or, family, homies, that don't have to be...
That want to get out of it.
Yeah, want to better, you know what I'm saying?
I found out that I was truly blessed because I was allowed to like anime. I was allowed to like comic books. For most cats in my predicament were like, your dad is this different. You're not allowed to do that, bro. And let me catch you with a comic book in your hand. I'm taking off on you. Just because I'm hating on the fact that you have the freedom to be more involved in other shit than I do. I got this, I got that. If I'm interested in what you interested with, I'm getting jumped on, or someone's going down my neck, or they calling me a sissy, or
but just like you were already told, don't go down there to Jackie Robinson Park. Don't be over there.
Look,
don't be over there because I don't feel like going down there.
That's also the point. It's like you got to be more aware of what the hell going on for you and yourself and what's going on. But I said all that to say, in between this program we're trying to get some kids together from the neighborhood to come through free therapy sessions, as well as outsource. We're going to outsource to a studio and make sure that people can transform their mental health to music and creative arts. That's literally the name of the program, curated by Camilla Thomas through the EYS program. Wow. But I wanted to make sure that people knew what was going on with that front. Because
how can they get involved with it? Tell them how we get involved.
You know what you do? You definitely got to go to EYS on Instagram, Envision Youth Services, and we're gonna make sure that whenever I promote this, I'm definitely put that in the caption.
Sure.
And then from that point on, it's really just getting tapped into that. We also partnered with, on the other side of Pasadena, other side of Colorado, more on the east side, there's a spot called the Connect to Rise Resource Center. Yeah. Okay. We're throwing events out there. We're finna crack something on Juneteenth. We're trying to make sure that we're giving back to the people in a way that the people can actually receive it. I'm not gonna lie.
I was gonna say those are the community outreach centers that you really want to pay attention to,
and that we need more of, and we need people to support it, because even though it doesn't sound interesting, I know the interesting part is all the drama and negativity. But we need a shift away from that, because these kids that are coming after us, we got to set the tone for them, or else the toxic circle just keeps going.
And it gets worse.
It gets worse.
It gets worse. It's like cancer. It for sure, like it expands. It gets off.
And it don't take a lot of time to just drive down there and just drop something off, boom, boom, boom.
Or pick. Look, I know there's a lot of pride in the city, because we go from the people. We gonna get on you. Regardless, we gonna get on your head. We gonna play the dozens, and we gonna, if you ain't got the strength and the heart for that and the character, it's a wrap.
If you don't, that means you ain't got no character at all. I like shooting the dozens.
I know what I'm saying, but like if you're not ready for that, it's there. So to go from we play the dozens religiously and differently, like we mad creative when it come to that, but you got to go from the nigga you was talking about somebody, now you going through a bin wearing the same type of dirty chucks you just talked about someone for wearing last year. Like imagine the seniors this year going through that whole high school process. You don't even live in Altadena no more. You don't even live locally. And your mom already worked out of town. Now at the spot she at the spot y'all temporary housing at or whatever, that's closer to where she lives. Now you getting back and forth to school, a whole different process.
Yeah, for sure.
The way you even imagine your senior year going is out. But in between that, we have one cohort we call it Denature, and we finna put out some projects in between. September, we finna drop something, but we're really finna drop a real prerequisite EP in June to give people a little sample what they can tune in with each artist. We're really trying to curate it in a way where it can be the example of what those new kids
Check my
can.
little brother out. You growing up to be
doing some shit like that's what I was about to say.
I know, but that's that grand scheme though. That's what I really want them to know. Because even though we talked about the ignorance and the Joey and what it is to be out here, we talk all the time about how we have to present it in a way where the nigga around the corner, he feel heard. But also the guy who minding his business, trying to figure out how to get the hell out of this and help his community, he also feel heard. So as much as we just got on 𝐿 head,
he can hear it.
I'm saying like we trying to reach the J-Rocks and the 𝐿s. That's really just the
and
premise
the Ray
of it.
Vons.
So all of it, and the scissors,
Yeah.
we got layers.
All the different
scissors.
all the different perspectives that come out of the city. Like you don't have to be a certain way just because you're from LA. But again, the masses kind of gravitate to a certain aesthetic of the culture of Los Angeles. So that's what we need to talk about, and how do you like confront that based on the masses? They like that toxicity. That's all they know. That's the level that they understand. You can't understand.
It's been programmed.
Experience. Yeah, exactly. So if somebody grew up in what's the projects over there, the Snake Pits or anywhere, like that's all you know. So you don't want to hear Ray Vaughn.
You don't want to hear it.
You know who you want to hear? Fast Lane Fig.
Or Baby Ray or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I ain't gonna lie. Fastline Fig's son is my dog. He a director. That's my.
Shout out Fastline.
Yeah, I said that's my
Fig
dog.
Newton.
Shout out to Trey Shot that on everything.
Killer Twan, they got that project out the East Side, West Side. You gotta watch it.
Hey,
that shit gets you turned up, even if you're not
up over
active.
here. And when you born in it, it's like second nature.
Yeah,
I ain't from nowhere, but my walk is immaculate.
I seen that video.
I take pride in my walk. I ain't gonna lie, but that's just because I take pride in who my father was and everything else like that. But I did want to make sure that the audience knew that, bro, this the grand scheme. That's what whenever you see grand scheme, just know that that's really the embodiment of it. We want to make sure that we combine all of it.
And shout out my father. Speaking of my father, he passed away last year, so I'm just gonna give him that shout out because he's from the LA community around here. So yeah.
I lost my dad last year too. Had me gone.
I know we got on the tangent with the battle and then it kind of led into the screen shit. But, it's one of the things that we talked about before when people get on these radio shows or podcasts and what they talk about, and that what feeds the community. Like, let's offer something else that allows the youth that may tap in or tune in to say, oh, that sounds interesting. I want to be involved in something like that. Because if you go to No Jumper, I used to tell my artists, like, every time they went up there, like, why are you only talking about the criminal shit you've done? You up there from an artist perspective, but you don't talk about no artistry.
Yeah.
I don't know what new song you dropped or what new album you just dropped.
I don't even know who you listen to for inspiration.
Yeah, that's true.
Who do you like as a fan?
Yeah, well, shoot. I mean, you're talking about positive stuff. I know we talked about Altadena, but, real quick, Pomona, shout out DJ E-Rock. He always teaching the class on DJing, and it's always a breaking class in the art center right there on Holt and Gary. You know what I mean? So if y'all had kids or anybody out there has kids in the Pomona Valley area, that's always open. I mean, it's real cheap. You know what I'm saying? That's the after school type of situations that the county has taken away with the funding, but those are still available.
And them resource centers is real. From the Connect to Rise Resource Center, every Monday at Jackie Robinson Park, you can go there and then just literally ask, like, I want the Connect to Rise, the music mental health and music and creative arts program. You can run into Coach K. You can run into Coach Mills for all that know Mills Corner, the famous Coach Mills from all the PHS and Mir and just coaching the Pasadena situation and all his mentorship going off. It's cracking. And you can get in, you can tap in. We want you, please, I'm begging y'all to tap in because we got these resources for y'all. You have no idea how.
It's just time.
It really hurts because I've been associated with multiple programs when you get all the resources together and you there and you know your people need it. You know they there and you know it's in high demand.
People got to know about
but
it.
They don't. But they don't. And
sometimes
it really is just getting it out there. So going forward, and this is this is an example of what it's going to be like on Good Garden Radio. I have a show curated on this specific network between Radio for the World through the honorable and amazing Deon, the director. Everyone let them know where they can find you, your social media tags and whatever. I'm Cxld Speech. That's at Cxld Speech. Holla at your boy on everything. Check me out.
Yeah. Once again, name is Jabari Moore. What is it on Instagram, at least right now? That's all I got right now. It's Everybody Hates Biz, B-I-Z. Everybody
No,
hates.
they don't, Biz.
Yes,
You
they
got to
love
work on that. We don't hate you, bro. Come on.
I ain't changing that.
You talk about Chris Rock.
He's trying to capitalize on that new Everybody Hates Chris cartoon that came out. I ain't gonna lie. That got niggas in a choke.
It's awesome. It's awesome personal stuff going on in my life right now. But yeah, it's Everybody Hates Biz. Exactly how it's spelled, but Biz is B-I-Z.
You need a hug, my brother.
And no, they don't. Yeah, they do not hate this man. They do not hate this man. But look, I'm Skeem Price, so it'd be SKEEMPRICE on anything. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, X, all that. So
Yeah, and I'm Mark Breezy on every platform. MarkBreezy. That's Facebook, that's Instagram, that's Twitter. That's my real moniker. That's my real handle. So just type it in and then just go. Like TikTok is Mark Breezy. Period, point blank, no cut.
Hey, follow the Grand Scheme pages too.
Grand Scheme 5, grandio.scheme, GRANDIO.SKEME. Like, let's tap in, let's work, let's get to it. Like the culture deserves so much more.
Yeah, when you see the money bag, you know what it is.
And I'm gonna shout out Stacks.
Big shout out Stacks DiBiase.
DiBiase.
And that's underscore DiBiase, STACKS.
That boy got it.
Biase.
Y'all need and tap into them catalogs. Click the links in the bio. All that. Make sure you tune in to Good Garden Radio next Wednesday. That's gonna be the first official episode. We're gonna have my dude special guest Skeem Price on that joint.
Oh yeah, tune in. It's gonna get. You gonna really get to know.
Then we really gonna get into it. But yeah, I'm saying honestly. I'm just
Easy call.
Hey, I said, you feel me? We out here, we doing it. Shout out to Denature. We got them 3 projects we finna put out. Holla at your boy, tap in, get to see that. Follow me.
Y'all know what it is.
We in there. We in there, you feel me? Because when I tell you it's a lot of passionate cats that really got together and wanted to get back to the city, producer wise, fine tuning the records wise, just adding the little artistic expression into all of it. It's great. You're gonna catch one of them later. His name 𝐭𝐤𝐵 Bowers, you feel me? Hey, get there.
And we what's today?
Today's the 19th? Wait, no.
No, 23rd, 24th?
Yeah.
See, I'm off. Don't even ask me.
23rd?
Yeah.
Okay, so listen, this is Memorial Day weekend. We about to be in summer in LA. So anybody that's listening, that is watching this, let's make LA cool for the summer. It already went up a couple weeks ago at Dockweiler.
Oh, yeah.
So, come on.
In Pasadena. You know what I'm saying?
Come on. Everybody got to come outside and have a good time. What's all
we
the
know
aggression
it's hot. We know it's
for?
hot. We know where we at. But, yeah, let's just keep it cool, man.
I said,
you know
come bounce. Come bounce with niggas. Join the boogie.
But hey,
Have
I'm
fun
a
with
walking
it.
contradiction, so I could say all the keep it cool shit. It'd be a whole different story, low key. But
Knock off all the aggression. What's all the aggression about? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Let's get
real
out
talk
there.
though,
Let's take a different look, different perspective.
Trump
on
taking
things.
over office, all these white people tripping. Niggas do not need to be tripping on each other at all.
Because it gives them
all
more
this
reason
other
to act
shit.
the way they're acting. You know,
All this other
That
shit
is
got to
That's
stop.
a hell of a bar. What's happening? We back with Good Garden Radio. You dig it is.
back at it.
We decided that in between all the conversation that we need to give y'all just a little bit more of us in general. I need to give y'all a little bit more of my guests and who they actually are so that when you do finally leave this and you can remember whatever's going on, write it down, you can tap in and become an actual fan. We're going to start with my dude, Jabari.
Yeah. So once again, name is Jabari Moore, also known as J Business. Just been doing production for the longest. I actually started rapping before I started making beats, but that was like a super long time ago. Just making beats is a little bit easier for me. I leave rapping to the professionals. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I'm a mix between 90s boom bap and the death row era. That's pretty much everything I do. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the death row era. Dog Pound, Snoop Dogg. What we talking about? BG Knockout, early Eazy-E. Never was really into the. Well, take that back. I was a hieroglyphics fan. You know what I'm saying? I was a hieroglyphics fan.
We don't speak enough about them. But.
So yeah, absolutely. I was a hiero fan. We talking about the box out here. If y'all familiar with the box, we talking about early Rap City. We talking about
the box.
Well, you used to have to call in.
You
call
have
in
to call in. Exactly.
Watch the videos. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
you know what I'm saying? What was old girl that had the show out here, Pump It Up? You know what I'm talking about? That got Pump It Up.
The one that got hit.
Yeah, man. So I'm a product. I'm a product of the '90s. You know what I'm saying? Product of the '90s, but I try to keep it current. To be real with you, a lot of the people I'm around, they help keep me current. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still '90s state of mind, but I keep it current. You know what I'm saying? I do my thing. You know
what inspires you to produce?
What who? Like what sound?
Sound, hue, the music, like it's something that you put on.
The music, like I said, I grew up in the death row era, so that really inspired me first and foremost. I'm gonna say like okay, my first CDs, right? My first CDs, I had the 𝐭𝐲𝐥 and I had Doggy Style. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, wait.
𝐭𝐲𝐥
with Shaq on it?
Nah,
like, Can We Rock?
That was before Shaq. That was before Shaq.
That's a good question. What was your first CD y'all ever bought? But we'll get to that.
But the first CDs I had, take that back. I had Crisscross, I had the 𝐭𝐲𝐥, and I had Doggy Style.
You know what the 𝐭𝐲𝐥 is my favorite song from the 𝐭𝐲𝐥? The flow will break you down.
Yeah.
The flow will break you down. Boom, 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 will break you down. It was so hard.
I ain't gonna lie. It's Can We Rock?
Yeah.
Only because nigga, I grew up, nigga, Shaq was already Shaq.
Yeah.
So when I go back, I'm just like, look at this big dude. I watched Kazam and I saw Can We Rock, the music video, and I was like,
do a Lash move.
Crazy.
Lash move.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, man. So
Shaq had every NBA player.
that's what it was with me. It's a little bit of death row boom bap is where I'm at.
Dope. Okay. Same thing for you.
Quick statement about Biz. When I first met him, he was like sponsored by Red Bull and doing things of that nature already. So like people have like recognized like the uniqueness of him, and that's why I think he sticks with where he's at, because he knows he's great. And so people like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
He ain't never got it. You ain't never got to sign up for the bullshit or what you doing.
If you keep it authentic.
Yeah, what you doing is doing what it need to do. I'm gonna do the do back.
Me? Oh yeah, I'm Skeem Price. My message stay close. I don't know when I start rapping. You know
who inspired you to rap?
He said he came out the womb with it.
Yeah,
nigga.
I think I just had rhymes in a whole goodie bag of just rhymery and my, you know what I'm saying? No. I think I don't know, man. My favorite MC right now, and I had to dig deep. I think Scarface is my guy. You know what I mean? I think that's my guy. I kind of relate to Scar. I like Scar. I like Nas.
I can hear the Scar.
Scar is
now that you say it, I can hear in the songs I've heard. I can for sure hear the.
He's kind of like, to me,
Face Mob, like
he's kind of like to me, and don't get me wrong, Face, you know what I'm saying, but you're kind of like a black country singer with your stories, you know what I'm saying? They're very detailed, and they like put you in a place like, I assume that country music will put, their fans and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know, I've been rapping since I was like 12, 13, you know what I mean? And then, I got to start getting in trouble at 12, 13, and so I guess you can mix that all in one. And I was a good baseball player, you know what I'm saying? So,
Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, I'm any fielder, then infield. Everything out, I'm good, lead off, you know what I mean? So I had a scholarly to Cal State Fullerton at one point in Louisville, but I got in trouble and took a car that wasn't mine, and then, here we are, you know what I mean? But funny fact, too, about Busy, he's the only person that wrote me when I was sitting down.
Check this out, random. So I met this guy, Skeem Price, off of MySpace, and we talking about 2006, maybe 7. My son was born in 2007.
Wait, you gotta explain what MySpace is.
MySpace,
I don't know.
MySpace was the first Facebook,
Anything.
right?
First, everything.
MySpace was Facebook, but better because you could customize your friend group. People feel
they
special
had
if
its
they
own
was in your
player.
top
Yeah.
five.
Play some
You could
songs.
play songs,
Yeah.
and it wasn't even limited to streaming libraries. It was literally a song. People literally got famous on MySpace. Miguel, MySpace.
Yeah.
A lot of
Facts.
artists that took off after MySpace was gone. They had one song that was just buzzing
Banging.
through MySpace, and it was on
Yeah.
everyone's page, and you can do your background and customize it. I had to let
the
y'all
custom
know.
background was
Yeah.
fire.
I had to let y'all know. And low key, I ain't gonna lie, when you grew up with the internet and to get your background, you had to go to a website, take the code
Oh my
of
God.
that
Oh my
background,
God.
Yeah.
and then paste it in the
Yep.
encapsulation of what your page would consist of. And then it was just
Like this
it was
is the
a lot
middle.
of
This is the
elements.
middle towards the end of the Napster era. Kind of towards the end of the Napster.
Now you
era.
gotta explain what Napster
Ah,
is.
damn,
Look,
let me
before
show
you could stream network, we had this illegal download situation where people was very upset because people weren't buying music anymore.
They weren't
They were
buying
just
music.
downloading
How-
the programs,
yeah.
using the internet they was already
Basically,
paying
it
for.
is how
and getting
music
off.
is distributed and streamed now. That's the reason, but we're not gonna get into that. But yeah.
Actually, I was on BearShare.
Hey, I was too.
Hit a bar.
I didn't. I was.
Yeah, I didn't fuck with Napster. I don't know why. Maybe I just didn't like.
I didn't
how it
like.
was
I didn't
set
like
up.
Napster. I was on Aries. I had
I had a
BearShare.
desktop.
And
I didn't have a- I didn't
LimeWire
have
was
a-
going
you know what
off.
mean?
I heard of
The desktop.
LimeWire.
LimeWire
was fire, too.
Yeah,
I said, look it.
LimeWire will corrupt your computer like a porno site.
All
for
of
real,
these
everything
things
with the
corrupted your
files.
computer. So many parents was upset.
Man.
Even when you asked the question about what was the first album you got, I'll be
Little brother,
honest.
the little brother.
I never bought an album.
I'm keeping real.
Never.
I was
Little Brothers.
I was pirating.
Little Brother's whole Get Down in that era was like how I heard about Crisis and you know that whole production and like they just had
whole little thing.
albums. It was like
I see.
they created it to be to download their
Fonte
shit.
is still my nigga.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, but I think they saw the change coming because they was like they was college students when they started making that shit. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Knife. What's the white boy that produced though for them? You know what I'm talking about? He rapped too.
They had a white dude that rapped for him, but I didn't know they had a producer.
hey,
No, he
yeah,
makes
yeah,
beats
LP.
too. What's
I don't know.
LP, that's not LP, right?
Nah,
Who's connected with them?
The white dude that was rapping was Joe Scudder.
That's the
only-
guy I'm talking
Joe
about.
Scudder.
That's the guy I'm talking about.
I didn't know
had
he
all
made
this-
beats though.
He didn't make no
I
beats.
ain't
I don't
gonna,
know.
I ain't
I
gonna
didn't
lie.
think so.
I ain't never heard that name before in my life, but that sounds fire. Joe
Scudder
Scudder.
was a hard motherfucker.
He was hard. Yeah,
He was-
low
he was
key.
pretty slick.
I'm gonna tell you, I didn't get too far into Little Brother because I was more Slum Village, so I was like
See,
the niggas.
yeah.
is,
Same.
But that's the back
B-side
end.
cover.
Little
I
Brother
did- I
to me
did.
is the back end of Slum Village with the Napster.
Yeah, for
and shit.
sure.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
you know you
yeah.
had Scudder, and these dudes was like busting. What's the old boy name too?
But Knife Wonder wasn't fucking with
Knife-
Dilla.
he was
Yeah,
not.
yeah, good point.
I wouldn't. No.
All
no.
right, wait.
No,
We not gonna
he
do
wasn't.
this. We not gonna.
No,
do
I
this.
cannot debate that.
You know what I'm saying?
I
He was
cannot
not-
debate that.
He was like a C-level copy. I no disrespect, it's just
Damn.
what it is.
Damn.
Dilla going down in history.
Damn.
He's down in
Sea level though.
Dilla's NPC is in the
Okay, if
Smithsonian.
we talking about
It is though.
Come on.
we talking about
is,
early
though.
2000s, right?
Yeah.
What you said was my sentiment. Because I heard Ninth Wonder and it sounded like some P Rock shit. to me.
Okay, so let me
Yeah,
tell you.
yeah.
So let me,
Sound like P. Rock
kinda,
shit.
that-
More
okay, so
P.
let me
Rock.
just
Yeah.
be upfront. Like a lot of people don't know this about me, and you found that out when we went to that little party.
Yeah.
Like I've signed Slum Village.
Oh, I dig it.
So after I signed them and then I left Priority, I went to Def Jam. As soon as I walked in the door at Def Jam, they was handing me Little Brother. Like,
damn.
you should do this over here. And I was
the
like,
nap-
That was what?
Because you already
2000?
you already
2000, 2001, somewhere in
Oh,
there.
earlier than that, because it wasn't one.
Nah, it was
Not-
around 2000 and 2002. It was around
Somewhere,
there. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's why I said 2001.
yeah.
because
Early Little
That's,
Brother.
that poetic
that was off the first
that poetic
album.
backpack rap took off.
Damn,
And
was it?
Kanye,
Now that I
Kanye
think.
and then Kanye took
Because
it to
I
a
really
different
after
place
that I
with
got
Lupe
into foreign
and then all
exchange
that.
more.
Foreign
so.
exchange, and what's the old boy that do the production still to this day?
fuck
For,
yeah,
for
okay.
foreign exchange,
Yeah.
Nicolay?
Nicolay.
Yeah, Nicolay was hard.
I don't remember. I remember I was out on a cruise waiver, and I remember just getting really high and listening to Little Brother on Napster. And like, fuck, I'm about to go ruin my life right now for like.
Because Little Brother
remember
took
that.
off. Little Brother
That was
took
two-
off
that was
from
2007.
They took off from that other network, that OK Player network.
Okay.
That's, that's where Little Brother took off.
Shout out to OK Player because they still rocking to
They
this day.
still rocking. I just posted
still-
some shit from OK Player. so
That was 2003.
Okay.
okay, so
That was, so it was
right
around,
around there,
02,
kinda starting.
02,
Yeah,
yeah. It was
So I
But
have
of
like
course I
a drug,
get
I have like a
things
drug
early.
fueled blur from like 03 to like 06 that I can't. Like,
That was
yeah.
Wait, real quick question though. When you was out here tapping into the
Radio for the
blog
world.
here in the beginning of it, in the middle of whatever, what was your go-to site?
My go-to site, I think it was it was it called Hip Hop Site? I think it was called Hip Hop Site.
It
I gotta
might be,
figure out the name of it.
What? And I
it
think
was
they
one
sent
in
you
particular.
emails, right? They sent you emails.
Sent you email
And West Coast Riders.
yeah,
West Coast Riders.
West Coast Riders
for sure.
West Coast Riders had that forum.
Man, that's where I used to go.
That forum used to
West Coast
crack.
Riders.
Two Dope Boys.
There was another one
around.
too.
Two dope boys.
Two
had
Dope
it.
Boys and Not Right. That was
Not
my
Right was
go-to.
good, too,
So
yeah.
when I got
I
up,
ain't
I
never
went to
been on
Not
Not
Right first, and then I go to Two Dope Boys because Two Dope Boys gave you a bigger, wider perspective.
Wasn't there another one? FOH, something like wasn't it?
I look at
All hip hop. That was
hip-hop.
another one.
I was
All
on
hip-hop.
I was on Hot New Hip Hop.
Yeah.
I was on Hot New Hip Hop, DJ Booth,
DJ Boo.
DJ Boo.
and the third one. What the hell was I forgot?
So many.
But I like how everyone from that era they know what it was. Like nigga, Pigeons and Planes.
Pigeons.
Yeah.
Pigeons and Planes.
Yeah,
Pigeons
for
and Planes
sure.
had it. If I wanted some shit that ain't no one else heard
remember
before,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
even had a column where it'd be like, oh, here's 5 artists. If you like, you'll like this nigga.
A couple of those sites, they just kind of mirrored off of each other. I remember Not Right and Two Dope Boys is basically like the same shit.
That's what
It was the same shit.
Two
So-
Dope Boys would just add in some West Coast shit because
Yeah.
they're based out here.
Yeah.
Shout out Mecca. I can't remember
Mecca,
where he's
that's
at
his-
right now.
that's
But
his
Mecca.
name.
I ain't gonna lie, Hot New Hip Hop had me in the chokehold because when I wanted something,
Yeah.
and it's at a time where like I ain't gonna lie, Drake
hot as
Drake
hell
had us Drake had us in a chokehold.
Yeah.
So whenever Drake dropped something, this is at a time like he would just drop a single.
So
like,
now,
some-
now you talking
just
about
some emotional shit.
07, 08, 09.
I
Like,
said- like, I'm saying that's when
There
I
was this
finally
there was
tapped
this
in.
little blog that I used to go to called Get a Bar.
get a bar.
I know.
I remember
never
that.
heard that.
I
I
remember
never
that.
heard that.
I do remember
Get a
that.
Bar.
Yeah, I remember that.
I do remember
Get a
that.
Bar Blogspot. And they only covered the West Coast.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Or anything involved with the West, like the
Yeah,
beef or
yeah.
the
I
shit.
said, I know that sounds. Look, the only one I knew that was specific West, it was like Dub CNN.
Dub
Oh
CNN.
my God.
Yeah, yeah.
Dub CNN,
Dub
West Coast
CNN.
Riders.
Because Rod
Dub
all of them
CNN,
was
but,
like,
but at a certain point, like a lot of things would have happened, and Dub CNN didn't have no updates, and I was like,
let me
I'm
tell you
not-
two things. Two funny stories about Dub CNN. Like they had a forum that used to be popping.
Yeah,
You can go in the forum and get tapped in and talk shit, or you can meet your favorite rapper in Long Beach, all that type of shit.
and then some of them forums they have freestyles and say, oh, you want to join this freestyle? I did a couple of them.
Yeah.
They'll call you. You can call in and just eat a nigga up. Yeah.
Yo, there was a lot of West Coast niggas early 2000s.
Yeah,
That was
for
a
sure.
lot.
Part of that.
There was
Like
a
that
lot.
was the first intro, I think, of the term New West when it was
Yeah.
Bishop Lamont, Crooked Eye. Everybody was like stepping
Bishop
up and
for
trying
sure.
to come with that new
Yeah.
style. But a funny thing about Dub CNN, one of the owners and moderators' name was Nima, and Nima is like the senior VP of Empire now.
Wow.
So that
It's crazy how
transition,
that network worked.
yeah.
You stay connected. It's like,
Nima.
oh, yeah, I was on.
Shout out
I was
Nima
connecting
over
to
at
blogs.
Empire.
Yes.
Oh no, shout out.
So, it's good to see the growth
Big
and how
shout
things
out.
have come full circle, come
It was
back
a
around.
lot of West Coast activity early 2000s. This was a lot.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
so much activity that you would think that this artist started this way, but they actually started this way, and then vice versa. You know what I'm saying? It's
And
like,
also,
Like Glasses Malone.
and also shout out to Homegrown Radio too. man.
Homegrown Radio.
Shout out
Here
to
we go.
Homegrown Radio.
Chuck
out there.
Dizzle.
that's a whole nother situation.
Yeah, man.
You know
Shout
what I'm
out because they definitely gave
Yo,
me and the homies the
Dizzle
platform
and,
for
and,
real.
And his chef wife, they used to show love in that Inglewood spot.
They really
Yeah.
showed us
They
love,
just
man.
showed
They
love.
always still
Always.
Chuck Dizzle
Still they
still
do.
show love.
Right, but I'm just
He's
saying.
a solid day one, and Head and Sparkle Lynn, everybody that was a part of that whole thing. This is the culture of the coast that we
Yeah,
need to
man.
shed light on. These people were early supporters, and they're still here supporting it now.
Yeah, man.
Even Head, Gina Views.
Yeah, Views.
In regards to
Hey,
how she
they don't
presented.
know about Gina Views when she was doing them videos, man.
Little Miss
The way
Gina.
y'all grinning,
Little
I
Miss
don't even know what
Gina.
y'all talking about, but the way y'all
I
grinning.
don't know what's going on. I don't know.
Crippin' Gina.
I'm talking about nigga Gina. I found Gina literally. She was doing ciphers. She was getting a whole bunch of West Coast
And she was
niggas
gassing
together,
up. Nigga,
and she
what's
was
the
doing
next nigga
ciphers.
coming?
So nigga, and a lot of niggas today that we treat us like, oh, these are our people. These are our folks on the West.
Yeah.
Like a lot of
They
them
came
was
through
kicked
her
off
thing.
through
Yeah.
her cipher.
props, yeah.
So like Reason. Cipher.
Oh, yeah, facts.
what's
RJ.
it called?
RJ.
Jason
Cipher.
Cash. Jason Cash.
Jason Cash.
Yeah.
Cipher. Rucci. Cipher. Like,
Yeah,
so it's
Rucci
like,
for
oh.
sure. Even
niggas-
Chike. Shout out Chike.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
if you go through them old Gina View rap videos before she was on Sway and gathering up them niggas to do that on that platform, she had her own and she was kicking it off.
Yeah, she's hip hop in there. Yeah.
Early 2000s was a time out here.
For
It was
sure.
really jumping.
It was
And
feeling
I
good.
missed
it.
We thought it was gonna go there.
There was a lot of activity.
I think that's like when Game was introduced around that time.
Yeah, him,
did that come
Gorilla
out?
Black.
Gorilla Black. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Black
Nigga,
for sure.
I have to backtrack to
Glasses
catch this.
Malone. I got 100 Bloods, 100
Bro,
Crips.
Glasses Malone first project
Come
was
on.
smacking, but I didn't know because I didn't
Y'all
grow
remember
up in that
Gorilla
time.
Black.
Yeah.
Gorilla Black was the anomaly of the whole shit. The
nigga.
The gangster crip nigga from Compton with the Biggie voice.
With the
yeah,
Biggie
that was-
voice?
that
The
was-
first Game album was 2005. That was the top of 2005.
The first
one?
2004.
The
yeah.
documentary?
Which one?
Yeah, that was the documentary.
Okay, so
the first
then
one.
what I'm
So we
saying
talking
is
about
when he got on the mixtape run, or maybe even the
1,000 bar shit.
JT the
Yeah.
Bigger Figure record.
That one too. That's earlier than that. I think
Yeah,
that
but
JT.
that's what I'm saying.
for
That's
sure.
the element that I got on Game was off when he went up to the Bay and got with JT the Bigger Figure, and then they put out like a little independent
2005.
street record.
Look, bro, when you out here
So
and you
Baller was
part of the
2005,
indie
man.
process,
Yeah,
or you
for
part of you was a
sure.
fan when
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
still indie. When things finally blow up, it's like, oh, bro, I've been there. I was already there. That's like, imagine how many folks was like they was on Kendrick before swimming pools.
K
So,
Dot.
so when Kendrick finally pop off, it's like, oh, for sure. I remember like listening to his tape
Problem.
at the barbershop.
I remember when K Dot
Problem.
Flow sucked.
Mike Stroh. Shout out to
Problem.
Mike
Mike
Stroh.
Stroh.
Problem's
Mike.
a fantastic example.
I remember
of
when
that.
K Dot Flow sucked. I'm gonna give
Bad luck.
K Dot Flow was just a freestyle flow, and it wasn't until after Section 80 where it just came.
I always thought that
together.
nigga was nice. Really? You think so?
I swear to God.
I always thought that
Yeah,
nigga
but
was
that's just
nice.
my opinion, though.
But
That's
you-
just my
you're right,
opinion,
He said freestyle flow, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like he was that like it's basically he went from I scare the whole ways music to like I can do
we are the whole
I can
music.
do
Yeah,
both
yeah,
like
right,
yeah.
right.
I said, bro, I'm telling you that scare the hoes away thing that's
And what's
real.
up-
That's
what's up, boy?
real.
What's up, boy?
I
And
told
then-
you I had a
what's up-
situation. Bitches came out the room. I was like, turn that shit off, nigga. Put on some Jeremiah. Something.
Hey, what's up, boy? That freestyle with there from the Athens. E-Dub, what's his name? You know, everybody goes by that
I know
name.
you're talking about.
But it was in the cipher in the
No,
Knicks.
he's from over here.
Quincy?
Yeah.
Quincy.
Oh, you talking about Quincy White?
Quincy White.
That's the flow. That's
That's it.
that time when K Dot Flow was K Dot Flow. It was good. You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
Yeah.
Because I remember when Quincy was Dub.
That's what. Yeah, he
I
was
remember
Dub,
when
for
Quincy
sure.
wasn't Quincy
Yeah,
White,
yeah.
and even now because of the way like his look is tailored and stuff, they be like, "Oh, bro, he blood Nipsey."
Yeah.
That's what they walk away saying.
Yeah,
it's
because
like,
he was
alright.
well when he was Dub, he was from Athens, and my homeboy Lazy B was the one that introduced me. Lazy B put me on to Dub.
Shout out Lazy B, man.
This is early culture, and that might have been around the time that me and you first met, because me and TK used to come through and used to be playing them beats in the
It
back
was
room.
for show 2006 or 7. It was for show.
So it's right in that
2006 or 7.
Yeah,
That's
for
when
sure.
y'all was coming through. That's when
Yeah.
I was up in Inglewood off of what's it called?
Off of Beach,
Yeah.
Beach.
Off of
Venice.
Venice
Venice
Way.
Way, yeah.
Because I ended up moving on Venice Way up the way, and I was like, Biz lived down there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Power Rules Inglewood. But-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neighbors.
Hey,
Neighbors.
Hey, them niggas was way cool over there though.
Yeah, for
Respect.
sure.
Them niggas
For
was way
sure.
cool over there.
Shout
Yeah,
out
no
Free
problem.
Act Right all day.
no one be out here trying to trip, but you got to trip. You got to
the
trip.
culture. It's just the
I'm saying,
culture.
it's
The culture. Like I'm antsy as shit because I'm
It's
just
that
antsy.
gerb.
Yeah,
I
you
get
know?
that gerb.
I grew up in a way where I had people all the time being like, bro, stay the fuck out of trouble, bro. You
Yeah,
draw.
for sure.
Me too.
You draw. You write. You're smart, nigga. Your dad will not shut the fuck up about how actually intelligent you are and how
Yeah.
the teachers always saying this, nigga. And then when they saw it themselves, nigga, let me try to be part of something.
Right,
Unless
right,
they was
right.
really a hater
Exactly.
and didn't like my dad, they was on my.
I'm gonna keep it real.
So
Pomona.
why don't you talk a little bit about that and the things that inspired you and where you at creatively?
I said, honestly, creatively, nigga, I'm just.
He's CeeLo Green. He a West Coast. To me, he the West Coast CeeLo Green. Like out of the goody
I
mob.
was,
though.
yo, if
draw.
I'm being all the way honest, a lot of this shit happened because of one, trial and error, two, trying to stay out the way, and three, I just got tired of asking niggas, and the scheme had to get grand. And nigga had to start seeing myself in a way where it's like, nigga, okay, for sure, I can handle that. I can get that done. I had to start taking myself seriously. I grew up in Altadena, California, but before that, I had moved to Pomona. Now,
yeah, that's what
I'm saying, anyone that know anything about Pomona, especially in the hip hop field, I grew up in the same neighborhood Sugar Free is
That's
from.
the west side. I'm from the north, though.
And Code 187 from, right? So I grew up in the Trey 5-7, STGC,
Bar Judd.
Sintown Gangsta Crip.
That's the thing they don't know. Bar Judd, that's my hood. We was there before. We was Bar Judd 4-5 Bigs, and then we was on the west back in the 70s. And then we moved to the north.
Because that was from over there, where Cocaine was from over there too.
And
he's called
Cocaine.
Cocaine for sure from the Trace.
Yeah.
But shout out, this was history that was not how history was.
Right,
now,
it's rewritten. And like things change, things just progress.
It was Bar Judd 4-5 Bigs on
Yeah, for
everything.
sure. Yeah.
He was.
What's that liquor store right there on the corner of Bar Judd and Holt? I believe it's Holt.
It is. It's a little section right there by the bridge that goes over.
For sure.
Hey.
And you know that's the Pomona Mafia's over there.
Outside my jurisdiction, nigga.
Really, if you leave where you live at and walk to Holt, the store is right there on the right. Bar Judd is just right there by it's a building, it's like a manufacturing plant right there by the front.
Oh, you talking about that top hat?
Yeah, I think so.
Top Hat Liquor?
Yeah.
Top Hat Liquor?
I think so.
Because that's off Deadly.
No.
Y'all
Y'all talking about on the other side.
Y'all talking about on Holt. On Holt, going towards the drug rehab place.
I'll be honest. I know what you're talking about, but I'm not.
All that
I don't know the name
side.
of that liquor store. But no, that's for sure because that's where you by Pomona Valley, right?
Yeah, by the college. I'm talking about by the college, going towards Temple, like Bar Judd going towards Temple, like on the west.
All I know is the north is side where nigga.
The north is my side. The north is Town Avenue.
North got different niggas. Yeah. That's all I knew.
And you know what? It was kind of the majority of the black community at one point.
Yeah, because even if you grow up in Pasadena. And niggas be like, "What, nigga? I be in Pomona all the time." But we was never talking about the same spot. Yeah, because I'm behind Ganesha in Trey 5-7.
It's a black community too there.
You feel me? Yeah. So that's where that's the side of Pomona I know. The side they talking is, oh no, nigga, we over here by Pomona High School, ready to get off. I'm saying so it's
by the high and Arrow and all that, and that was a predominantly black community as well. You know what I'm saying? But south of it is a lot of Latinos. You know what I'm saying? So it's always been a tricky situation about history and who was there first and who ain't.
Especially
and neighborhoods get pushed out and they switch up, niggas move.
Pomona got its own
for sure.
little, list of problems.
Yeah.
But even growing up out there, it was like, all right, for sure. So at a certain point, my dad is gone. Like, he's not dead, but he just not in that house anymore when he leave. My mom working her job all day. This is a lot of y'all truth. Y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. Your mom working all day, and all you got is the neighborhood because you really can't go home. My sisters wasn't making nothing worth going home
and I'm
to.
Go
ahead.
That's where the programs come in, the after school programs and little things like. It just take a sit, you know what I mean? Go there. Time is of the essence when you out of school between like the hours of 2:45 and like.
And then sometimes, nigga, you don't want to go home, or your school friends just like, hey, bro, we finna go get into this.
Or your mom might be at work, can't go home.
I'm saying. So at a certain point, that's just what it became. I was out and about, and then I found a skateboard like at JFK Park, which is right outside of the neighborhood or whatever. But I found a skateboard there. Nigga, after that, I was gone. I was kick pushing with the homie Trey, the homie Ray John, and the homie Deon. That's just what it was. Yeah. And then eventually it got to a point where the school, Marshall fucking middle school, they got that big ass black gang around it now. But at first, when you got out of class, you can literally just walk off campus and go to Burger King if you wanted to. If they caught you, they caught you. But for the most part, nigga, you got the hell off. You got
talking about the Burger King over there off of Hope?
Right there by the court. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But so in general with all that, they literally like had a meeting with my moms and was like, look, we gotta do something. I put it in my son Gasadena, but dead ass, like they came and was like, yo, this nigga's going to die out here. Like he not doing nothing. Yeah. He not doing nothing like with his life, bro. He don't care. Like you could really see it in my face when niggas would talk to me. I'd be like, bro, I'm waiting for you to stop talking. And so many people cared because it was like, bro, you have potential. I know you're smart. Why are you fucking up your life like this? I was like, bro, you have no idea what I go.
Fucking up your life. Your community right there at that time. It's very vicious. Yeah, it's like
nigga,
that was your experience.
You don't even know what the hell I'm going home to. And at the time, nigga, this is just in my house. I'm not even understanding.
You remember Baby Dolls? The strip club right there.
Oh yeah.
West Side shit.
Yeah. But even that, like nigga, Carlton and Belinda is still popping. There's still Trey 5-7 activity
right all in that
going on. Yeah, them two back-to-back streets, nigga.
It's one way in and one way out. You gotta go Fairfax and go right, and then you come out by the divide where the divide used to be.
I used to go. Yeah, I used to go.
You feel me? So I'm not, nigga. I came home from Walmart one day. I got my Power Ranger. I'm having the time of my life. These niggas, I don't know what the situation was, but my neighbor across the street from me was a 2-story house. If you grew up in Pomona, the time that I'm talking about, you know that was a trap house. Yeah. So that was also the candy house. So you would go over there. You would go over there, and this lady named Miss Janice had the like big ass trays of candy, and she was selling for $0.25. All that beside the point. We finna get in the house. We unlock the door, everything. These niggas slide by in the car, pop to Miss Janice's son, and skirt the fuck off.
That sound about right.
I'm saying like that was just a regular situation. So like you hear the gunshots and stuff, you don't think nothing of it when it's normalized like that.
You know my city. I know your city was the whole truck, the fruit trucks. They used to pull up with the candy and all that. And I used to get robbed. I said,
bro, R.I.P. George, but George was our ice cream man. And you know you from a neighbor. You know you from a real hood when you know your the ice cream man by name.
For sure.
And these are not ice cream trucks. These are whole trucks that they flip the back up.
Yeah, they got all kind of shit.
Everything.
They got vegetables. They got corn.
Everything.
They got
all kind of things.
Wait. I know what you're talking about because in Pasadena, in Pasadena, that's real. Like that nigga sell everything. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Growing up, George just had an ice cream truck. You could get sodas and stuff like that, but his wasn't decked out like that. No, I know what you're talking about because that's the only neighborhood I ever lived where the ice cream truck came consistently. And he wasn't tripping. Yeah. George would go through our neighborhood, but he would also make it all the way over to Kellogg Elementary School, and he'd go through that neighborhood. So George had his cycles. He had his paper, and he didn't play no bullshit. He was hilarious. Like
I love them trucks that I can get like some chili Fritos.
Yeah, that's the truck.
No.
Where they just crack the little Frito bag.
George for sure had chili Fritos.
The shit was fire.
Chili cheese Fritos.
You know what I'm saying? This was the culture on the West Coast, Los Angeles County to be exact.
Hey, remember
I swear to God,
remember like you can get a couple of noodles, and you want to get fancy. Put some tahini in that.
Come on,
put some lemon in it. Get some lemon and tahini in my shit.
Tahini was the thing.
Or like get them hot Cheetos and they hooked it up.
Yeah,
that's what it was. But that was
and
just
they
a
made
regular,
it chunky.
That was just regular neighborhood things.
Takis.
Because my mama used to stop me when you heard the little song, and she seen me gathering up my money. She was like, "Nigga, I'm making dinner. You better not run out there."
Hey,
don't spoil your shit.
It get real. It get real. But in between all that, around like let's say 7th grade, middle school, Pomona, they call us like, "Oh, bro, he got to do something." Then it's like, hey, he got his dad in Altadena. What's up with that? Right? My dad was still on some bullshit, so he didn't necessarily want to have to pull back from the moniker he created in the streets.
Right.
And have to, really deck down, unless it was necessary. When he found out that I was doing as bad as I was, because anytime he called me, of course I'm bullshitting. Hell yeah, nigga, everything's straight. It's cool.
Good. Yeah.
He don't know.
You got to hear it through the only gonna have to hear it through the grapevine.
He don't know that the only thing stopping me from banging Trey 5'7" is some shit he told me when I was very young.
Bad for us.
Nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
But at the time, right, my dad had told me early, he never bullshitted me. Always kept it real. He was like, nigga, you ever gangbang, I'm going to kill you. Because gangbanging is just niggas killing niggas. And if I failed you like that as a dad, I might as well kill you myself. Because that's what I basically have done.
Right.
So I've set you up for that kind of bullshit for you to think that worked for you, nigga. Okay, bow. So that's the only thing that stopped me going, because I would tell them niggas that all the time, because I was deeply terrified that.
I seen some videos of you. I was like, he's really changed his life. He must got a life coach or some shit.
I said
somebody instilled something.
Put something.
So from that, I moved to Altadena. Now I ain't gonna lie, Pasadena and Altadena, they different. And Pomona's primarily like it's different culture.
It's a keyway city.
But it's not. Yeah, it's not too many like. It's not an Afrocentric environment.
It was though.
At one point, but during my upbringing, it's like 5 of us at a school, primarily Hispanic, and Disney Channel and Nickelodeon is running whatever's popping. At the time, Twilight was going. So every girl wanted to bang and some silly shit like that.
Because Pomona is a 5 to 6 square mile city, but his section, that's where he see like a lot of Latinos, mostly Latinos and blacks.
Yeah, your section was opposite, right?
It was basically opposite. You know what I'm saying? And then you go to the south, you're gonna have some Cambodians in there in the mix. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then you go
man,
to more of the east, it's gonna be a lot of more Mexicans because it goes down to like
it's just like certain parts of LA where like yo the
yeah.
Samoans is tough up here, nigga.
Yeah,
And then you
yeah.
got shit like
That's
that.
one thing we don't got is
Yeah.
Samoans in our city. That's one thing we don't got.
Yeah, we know.
I remember a couple of Samoans from
No.
Pomona.
I remember like you would catch one or two, but it wasn't like
From
a community.
Yeah.
Wasn't like
It wasn't
Carson.
But that might be. That might be.
That
might be.
Because Carson is
Cambodians
infiltrated.
more
You
like
get on that. You get on that.
I knew a
It was
couple
a couple
Samoans.
of
They was from the
Tongans
north
and
side.
Samoans.
Some Tongan.
They was from
Yeah.
the north side. And they was banging blood like that was
But
all
the
they
nigga,
knew.
that's it.
Oh no, you know what? You're right, but that's a different.
No, I'm
that's
saying like it was like 2 or 3 individuals you
There's
was
a
running
barbershop
to,
out there.
and they was so ready for it, nigga.
Yeah,
It's a
for
barbershop
sure.
out there just in time. It was some Samoans that would have business ventures with that.
That's
You know what I
it.
mean?
You feel me? It's-
You're right. But the main one was.
This is the culture of Los Angeles County.
Yeah, hey,
you know what I mean?
You see how it's rich out here when it comes to
Yeah,
when
with
it comes to
culture,
this.
it's rich. And niggas can go on and talk about all of our different phases of growing up in different areas and locations. Everybody kind of had a different thing, but it was mainly similar.
Took it right out of my
what I
mouth.
mean?
That was gonna point out. Like we all got culture here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not your typical gang bang or whatever that the eye would perceive the mainstream.
And some of that shit, nigga, it's really just legacy.
Yeah,
It's that
yeah.
nigga. This gang banging shit caught your
Tradition.
parents. It caught your parents at an age so early that they dedicated themselves to that nigga. And ain't no way out. Y'all done watch Power. Y'all seen nigga. Ain't no exits.
Energy transfer.
Yeah, I'm saying ain't no
Right,
exits.
right.
And now all of a sudden I grew up. The name that I know my dad by, not even his government name. Like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'll say it. Nigga, my dad is 𝐂𝐶razy from Raymond Avenue Crib.
you go.
World famous.
There you go.
I'm saying no,
Here you go.
I'm saying no, because it got to be said.
That's
so
what it is.
if I'm
But you
growing
don't
up,
have to, though,
if
but
I'm
you said it.
if I'm growing up, right, I'm not hearing people call this nigga Kirk.
Right.
I'm hearing 𝐂𝐶razy more than anything.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I'm in son just walking around with this nigga, little 𝐂𝐶razy. It's only a matter of time. If I didn't have niggas that pressed the lug and said, nigga, leave him alone,
Yeah.
that would have turned
You'd have been-
into,
yeah, you'd
oh,
been
nigga,
right
yeah,
in
that's
there.
little 𝐂𝐶razy from Raymond
Yeah.
Avenue Crib. Now,
Right.
next, I'm getting called to
Yeah,
fight
you
niggas. 'cause
grandfathered in.
Raymond's
They
in
call you his
Pasadena.
name. They call
Ain't
you
got
his
no-
name,
That's what I'm
too,
saying.
yeah.
So it's like, it's now nigga, that's your lineage. I'm not
yeah.
Kirk Lester's son. I'm 𝐂𝐶razy's
You
son.
little.
In that environment.
Right, for sure.
But with that, I just moved to Altadena and got surrounded by street elements that didn't push that shit on me. So I was able to be aware of what the fuck was going on, but also be as much as a nerd
Be
as
free.
I wanted to.
You
So
can still be free.
I had comic books. I had music. I was into other shit like
Yeah,
that. My
yeah.
dad, he knew, nigga, like my son not just out here ready to just fuck shit up. That nigga smiles. That nigga
Hey
think
man,
about
I see
shit.
them drawings you did, man. You draw like the PJs, the cartoon, like that's
bro,
tight.
I know Afrocentric drawing like a motherfucker, but even then,
Afrocentric.
coming into Altadena, like Altadena is a thriving community where you see all colors get off, but there's no coming from Pomona where you rarely, from the side I was on, where you rarely see,
don't see nothing but
you
y'all.
rarely see environments for African Americans that get off like that. But then you move to Altadena, Pasadena, and after school programs is at the park, after school programs after school. You got like black staff. The community is thriving all over, and it's equal for everybody to get off. But it's really, you can really see the element of Afrocentrism. Afrocentric situation,
and
yeah.
then skip us, and then you have San Bernardino has a little Africa. But see, Pomona is like a middle stop in the travels to go to the IE with people.
Yeah, that's
Well, that's the last
city
in LA County.
That's the last city in LA County. No matter how many people want to throw it in the IE because of the 909 area code.
It's LA County.
It's
It's
the
LA
last.
County.
I go to LA County.
Pomona's
jail
the
when I
last.
get
Pomona's the city where you start seeing the difference of
You
style.
see it
Right.
changing.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna
because
keep it real. Where we from in the north, you go 2 blocks east. That is San Bernardino County, though. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
that's
Right,
so
right,
even
because
that,
it's
like y'all
you on the
y'all stay
edge,
by the
right
border.
on the
Yeah.
border.
Y'all stay by, and I ain't gonna lie, it go from Northside Pomona where things might get hectic, and then next thing you know, go to Claremont and
it's all rich in the
And
hills.
it's all the
man.
colleges.
Upland.
Like,
And see,
Yeah.
the thing about Pomona, it stretches from the 60 and the 10. So
Yeah.
like from the 60, you're in nigga Diamond Bar.
Yeah,
Right.
or
Yeah.
Phil
San
or a
Dimas.
lot of Mexicans.
Exactly.
Yeah,
A couple
yeah,
minutes down the street,
Yeah,
now
you
you're
been
in
San
Pomona. You know what I'm
Dimas.
saying?
Pomona, where they call it Pomona. Yeah, yeah.
You know what no one talks about enough? And I say it all the time. When you are the only element of like street anything that a certain city has or a certain environment has, it's different.
Yeah.
So like, okay, I'm only saying that because you a teenager and you growing up and okay, you in a Trade 5-7, so this is normal for you. Now that you over here, there's brand new real estate 2 cities over. You can go to Chino where there ain't nothing cracking over there, and now you can like you someone's little. You the bad boy. For some girl who ain't got it for, especially in Diamond Bar.
Diamond Bar, San Dimas.
And Pasadena it's right
West
there.
Covina,
You got
Covina,
everyone in Pasadena who had a situation going on. We know Arcadia and Monrovia.
Duarte.
Prime real estate.
Do-Rock.
Duarte, give or take. Duarte, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying Duarte, give or take, because Duarte. Sometimes them girls be basically they just like the Pasadena girls. They ready to deck out, but they just on the blue side. So I'm saying like in terms of you finding a square that's gonna look at you like, hey, you're Tupac.
You already
Like,
know.
I fuck with you, nigga.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
You're dangerous. I'm trying to see what's happening.
That's a regular black man from
I think
this
we got
area.
like 1 more minute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anything like y'all should like finish it off with something.
Grand Scheme.
I said, first of all, show up to the fair tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
You feel me?
1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
That's
You
Sunday,
did
it's not
red
tomorrow.
stage.
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday. My
25th.
bad. Yeah,
1
Sunday. 25th. You feel me? Check
LA
us
County
out.
Fair Sunday. 1
I'm
o'clock.
gonna-
I'm gonna keep it real. You scream my name, you win free.
Hey, there you go.
Scheme
Come-
price. This says
come
scheme
and
price.
join the
I got your
fan base.
fair. I got your fair at the fair if you scream my name.
Look, it's Grand Scheme. Everyone said their socials one more time.
Oh, SKEEMPRICE on everything. That's the scheme price.
Mark Breezy, MarkBreezy on all platforms.
I said, give him the Grand Scheme too.
Grand Scheme, GRAND SKEME 5 or GRANDIO_SCHEME on those are the 2 handles on Instagram.
Grandiose.
I said, my dog.
Everybody hates Biz. BIZ. Everybody
love
hates
him,
Biz.
they
How's
love
your
him.
boy?
You already know it's Cxld Speech. That's Cxld Speech. Holla at your boy.
And Stacks DiBiase.
Oh, for sure, Stack and Layers. But
And
they're
Layers.
gonna be guests on Good Garden Radio going forward. We definitely gonna get all this cracking. Guess what, nigga? Black LA, we got some cracking for y'all. Yeah.